There's one action item that stands out between a contractor who manages cash well and a contractor who is constantly struggling with cash. And it's something that you might be able to start implementing today. I'm Jessica Krause with New Life Accounting, and this is Build What Lasts. So in the process of executing the construction contract, the contractor and the owner will negotiate the schedule of values, or the payment schedule, the payment breakdown. This is where the contractor will provide an estimate for each trade and should front-end load the payment schedule. So front-end loading the payment schedule would prevent the contractor from having to cash flow the project. If the contractor does not front-end load the payment schedule, they would be in a negative cash flow position and should add that cost of financing the work into the contract. For an example, if you have labor costs running at $20,000 per week for a project and you don't get paid for 8 weeks, so 60 days, that's $160,000 that you have to finance for that project. And that doesn't include any materials that you have to purchase or any deposits that you have to make to order. So right out of the gate, you're in a negative cash flow position for the project. And if you never get ahead of the billing, you're constantly in that negative cash flow position throughout the entire project. And more than likely, this isn't the only project that looks that way. So that is a big reason that our contractors are running into cash flow issues. So communication and understanding the contract is going to be huge in that negotiation phase of looking at that payment breakdown. We also had a client that was running into cash problems because the owner was not paying. They were setting up a new payment system. It was taking longer than they expected to get set up. And that was delaying the payment to the GC and then from the GC to our subcontractor. This is not a burden that the contractor or the subcontractor should have to take on. So our client was now looking at financing options to make sure all of their people got paid. And so we suggested that they go back to the GC to request a change order for financing the project. So not only is this an important area to be watching in the beginning of the project, but it's also going to be important to manage those billings, those receivables, and that cash flow throughout the project. Poorly managed cash flow can put a contractor out of business. I'm Jessica Krause with New Life Accounting, and we're here to help you build what lasts.